So guys, welcome back again. I'm still with my guest, Sister Maureen, and she'll continue with her life experiences. And today she's going to talk about her experiences growing up to becoming an adult, her high school life, and everything that it has. So welcome to the show again. I hope you do. Welcome.
Thank you so much, Sister Lillian. Yes, high esteemed viewer or listener, we stopped at I had done my class A, right?
Yeah, the three of you.
Yeah, the three of us, that is my brother, my sister, and I. So, at that time, my elder brother was unemployed. You know, that is when he has done his P1 and he's looking forward to get employment, but he has none. And people are really looking up to him to take us to school, but he doesn't have cash. But he was teaching an academy, so he could get a few coins. These are the few coins that he saved up. All of a sudden he shops for us, and then he says all of us are going to school. So he took us to a public school. Although I remember at that time there was a subsidy. The government had enrolled free secondary education, so at least we could pay for uniforms, lunch programs, and maybe a few things in there. But we owe it to him, because without him, I don't think we could have made to high school. Yeah, even where we are, because something that we will be speaking thereafter about the bridges. Without a bridge, we will not get another place.
Yes.
That is why whatever small and help can be, we should treasure it. So it takes us to high school. This time we never struggled too much, especially in paying fees, because he could pay it on time and other things and that. The only thing that we struggled are things like always. Things like our closet, not closet, but things to wear, our clothing, linen, stuff. But when it comes to food and school fees, we used to clear. So you could spend times like the weekends, we go to a small contract, we do it, we buy ourselves the necessities that we needed. Yeah, so ndio hao sisi form 1 tukachangamkia, ndio hao sisi form 2, but at form 2 my sister and my brother left. My second born took our third born to educate him in Nairobi. And then there is a cousin of ours, he is called Evans. He took my sister to Sengera Girls. So I remained alone in the public school. My dream, although since I was a young child, there was a time I was asked what I want to be. So I still remember I wanted to be a surgeon. So, I used to know that being a surgeon, you have to go to campus. And I'm like, will I really get there? So I used to ask the history of the high school I was. So I'm like, how will I ever go? But we had the best teachers, trained teachers, qualified teachers. Yes, Akina Gigi Momani. We had a teacher of English. I'm like, wow, this one have to take me to campus. He was very sharp. So I'm like, even if somebody has never gone, I'll be the first one. So still I kept my hope high. But it reached for when I was going from 3, my grandpa passed away. That is my grandfather, the side of my mom. And I felt like it was my responsibility to go and be with her. But there was another reason behind it. I had really coveted a school that was nearby. It was a big school. I knew I could get a chance there, because the principal was someone related to Grammy. So I was like, if they ask for permission there, I'm likely to pass from that school. You see this analogy that you have to go to a good school then you pass. So it was also in me. So at that time, I told my Gromy I'm going to Grammy. Then he's like, no, you're not going. You're going to stay here, you pass. If you're going, you either choose grandma or here. So I remember I became rebellious, and I think that is the time mambo na academy bradhangu akatishanga hapo.
So if you are going to grandma's place, you are not
Nothing.
getting anything from him.
Nothing. Yeah, so I went, I just went anyway. I don't know whether to say I became rebellious. I went, my aunt, that is a sister to mom, she's called Perpetua. She enrolled me in that school, she paid all the fees. But as time went by, things got hard on her, so she couldn't afford. But because there was a time I stayed home quite some time, because of issues here and there, I stayed really home, so I had to repeat in Form 3. But the principal was concerned. As time went by, nikiwa sina fee, he's like, Maureen, you don't have to go home. You will be studying. And I remember this principal could give me kerosene every Friday for me to go and buy and study kerosene, to use kerosene to study. And I remember this man, actually right now is an MCA.
God
Yeah.
bless him.
Yeah, Samuel Ogeto is an MCA in, it's called Iringa, Mangawad actually. He's the MCA currently. And I knew after retirement, he after serving the people through the children, he's now serving the people themselves. Yeah, so I thank him so much. He's one of my bridges. So I go to Form 3, I finished that year, I repeated, I go to 4. So we sit for exams, someone will really caters for a lot of my necessities, and then I do my 4th, and yes, I score C+, yeah. But in between there was a miracle once that made me believe even God exists. Yeah, there was a time my grandmother was sick, and he was taken to my aunt. The last one, she's a doctor. So they went there. So I remained alone. At that time there was nothing in the house to eat. So but I'm studying, I'm in my last year in high school. I had nothing to eat, absolutely nothing. Except there was some wimbi in the house. Wimbi ilikuwa imebaki tu. Nikaenda nikachukua hiyo wimbi, nitafune, nikunywe na maji, and then niendelee kusoma because I was going to sit for neck. But something told me go and pray. So I went back and prayed. Nikapiga magoti, nikaachana na ile wimbi nilikuwa nakula. Nikaomba, nikaambia Mungu, you know, I have nothing to eat. I'm really hungry. I stayed for like 2 days sijakula. Because Kirani alikuwa away na auntie wanamshughulikia, so even calling back home inakuwa shida. Katururu nilikuwa nako akana hata betri, so hata hawezi nipigia. So I'm like, how am I going to serve? That is the first time I went to my niece telling me, if you don't save me, I'm going to die. And I remember after saying amen, as I was walking, I saw 1,000 chini. Tao, ile times za tao, unaelewa.
Wacha hiyo saa.
Sahi tao, ukipita Naivas nje si tao imeisha. Lakini that time 1,000 was really quite something. So and then I just find 1,000 from nowhere. After saying amen, na si eti nje, hapo tu ndani, I'm sure ilikuwa ya shosh. Ilikuwa imeanguka tu hapo chini, but we never saw it all that time. Shosh amekuwa mgonjwa, hata fare ya kumpeleka huko auntie has to send. Hatuna. But sasa after nimeomba, nimekaa days sijakula, and then all of a sudden after prayer naona thao. Nilienda nikafanya shopping, nikapika ugali, nikakula. So nikanunua na kabetri kaitu, so they could call me, send me if something I need. So that is one of circumstances I saw God. I saw God doing it, and I was really happy. So at that time I've done exams form 4. I have a C plus. All of us have done form 4, my brother and my sister. Of course they've passed according to how they wanted it. But me, I still feel now this C plus is taking me. So I'm confused. So I'm just there. I remember I called my aunt. Nikamwambia I joked, take me please back to school. So again, auntie was never tired. She shops for me actually. She buys again shirts, taffies, everything that I need. I go back to school. I go back to form 3 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are so determined.
Yeah, I go back to form 3. I for 1 week. I study for 1 week. And then something tells me, what if auntie tena akose pesa nikiwa form 4 tena nianze kufukuzwa? What should I do? So again I leave those books. I stop going to school. Again I stopped. After 1 week I never went back to school again. I'm like, this plus wacha tuika. So what I did, I had a relative mwenye alikuwa anakaa Nairobi. He calls me. Ananiambia eti kuna mama hapa hivi kuna watoto wawili, si ukuje ukae na yeye, she will be paying you 3,000. In short, to be a house girl. So I'm like, it's okay. It is better than niharibu miaka hapa. So I go and become a house girl in Nairobi, specifically in Kamulu. So I remember I could, she was a good mom. Mama Ryan, how are you? She was a good person.
Yes.
Yeah. Only that she was a Catholic and I was an Adventist. But our religion never got in between each other. She never forced me to go to Catholic. Neither did I force her to go to Adventist. The only thing she knew, Maureen heri acha kwenda church lakini usimwambie aende Catholic. So she will just stay there. So I could work all the days. At that time, let me say ignorant days. Me I work 7 days a week. Hakuna siku ya kurest. Mimi niko tu hapo tunafanya kazi. And it was really tough. Yeah, I remember. So the only thing we could wake up with her. She was a tough woman. So we woke up at around 4. We have woken up. As I'm making tea, she's also preparing her kids. So I finish preparing tea. She goes to open the shop as I wash the tea, the kids' uniforms, the beddings and stuff. I wash the house. And then I go to the shop. She goes to the market now to buy things for the shop. So I stay kwa duka for mpaka anakuja saa 8. Akikuja saa 8 I come back to make tea for the kids. Wanatoka shule saa 10. Wakitoka nawekea maji wanakuja kuoga. Wakishaoga tunasaidiana, tunafanya homework. Napika sapa. Kimaliza kupika sapa napelekea mom kwa duka. So nikishapelekea mom kwa duka tunakaa naye tunafunga shule hiyo duka maybe by 10. Nakuja naosha zile vyombo ndio naoga na pumzika. So at least I could rest like 4 hours to 3 hours.
It was tough.
Yeah, very tough. 7 days a week.
7 days a week.
And she was very hardworking. I can't say she ever harassed me. She had a lot of work, yes, but she never harassed me. Even today, even if I call her, she will still receive and she's like, how are you, Maureen? We lived for 4 months. I used my savings. I started going to computer Alpha in Ruai. So I took myself to computer. As I had enrolled for 1 month, somebody comes in the shop, asks a certain question. I'm like, what if you do this and this? That is, I didn't know that he was a principal at Mondo Township Secondary School. The principal is like, how are you able to know this? I was like, no, I just guessed. Kumba, I guessed right. He's like, how much are you paid? Then I told him 3,000. Are you willing I give you 8,000 you teach for me students? Which grade did you have in English? I told him I had a B plus in English. please, can you come and teach English literature in my school? At that time, TSU was not a big thing. So that is 2013. TSU was not a compulsory thing. So I'm like, it's okay, let mom come and talk to her and then I can come. And then he was like, I'll be waiting for you. You have a vacancy. So mom comes and I'm like, I'm sharing the good news to her. Of course, we had bonded so much until she never liked the idea. So I didn't like to cause commotion between my future employee and my former employee. So I left. I came back to Kisii. I came to Shaw's place. Like I said, those times I was not really into Bible things. So I had this boyfriend, although we were not dating, but we are talking like, I don't know where to place really him, but he could talk and he could ask me how I'm doing. So I remember I came without even a penny. I only had fare. So after reaching Shaw's place, this guy calls me, akaniambia ulienda? Nikamwambia nimeenda kwa Shaw's. Akaniambia, so what next? He really used to pity me. I used to tell him my story, namwambia vile hata sioni future, I'm just there. So akaniambia unataka aje? Nikamwambia nataka kwenda kwa aunti yangu niende nione kama naweza pata kibarua, but sina fare. Akaniambia unataka how much? Nikamwambia 600. 600 was a lot of money that time, and then he sends me 600. Nikapanda gari nikakuja Kisii town kwa aunti yangu Nisuweka. So I tell aunt all my story. Nakumbuka sasa sikuwa na pesa kufanyia auntie shopping because you know she had raised us. But nimemaliza form 4 but still I can't go in a good way to thank her. So I remember I had a certain sweater yenye nilikuwa nimenunua but sikuwa nimevaa. So that is the sweater I carried, nikaweka kwa bag. And then nikafika nikanunua soda hii 500 ml. So hiyo ndio tu napatikana nakuja nayo kama shopping.
You tried.
So auntie is like, she's still happy. She welcomes me. Nikamwambia tu story yangu. She had not known I was a house girl. Akaniona tu venye nimekonda, these things were like this. Then she's like, wow, this is what you've been doing. Then she's like, I'm taking you somewhere. So that is when she took me to a certain high school. Again.
Oh, you went back to school?
Not to study now, but to teach.
Oh.
I went there. Luckily, I found a deputy principal in Nyangoge Girls, St. Anne Girls. I found a deputy. Madam Jane was not in. I'll speak widely about Madam Jane maybe later, but she was not in. She was the principal of that school. But the teacher of Kiswahili had gone for maternity leave immediately. So asking for vacancy, they had seen, at that time I had passed Swahili and English exemplary. According to me, it was a pass, like a B plus. It was not easy considering my circumstances. So she's like, I'm giving you, okay, she calls principal, can we give this girl a chance? And they're like, yeah, since Madam Janet has gone for leave, so we take her for 3 months. For me, 3 months was like a rescue. It was like an asylum I've gotten. Like a rescue. Nitapata shelter, nitapata tea break, nitapata lunch. Nitalala kwa auntie. Sasa at least 3 months ndio nipimie hewa. Upepo penye nitaenda next. So sasa I was earning 3,000, but not the same work I was doing earlier. At least lighter. So ningeenda shule nafunza. 3 months are ending. You see, that was almost the end of 2013. So as the year was ending tumefunga, nikafikiria now what else am I doing? So I went to speak with the principal again. She had really loved me. So we were very close, Madam Jane, I remember. I talked to her. Madam, I really want to go back to school. I want to try whether I can get a university entry. So at that time, I think I was 20, was 2 years. Yeah. Sorry.
Sorry.
So that is because when I did Form 4 2012, I had 17, 2013, 18. So now I'm heading 19. Still having no dream. Yeah, or dream I hate, but it is becoming darker each day. So at that time, my sister has gotten married because the same thing. Her grade, nobody is talking about it. Better get married. And I think I could have also gotten married have I gotten a serious person. And nobody was talking. I don't know whether I was ugly at that time. I don't know. Nobody was.
Maybe it was God.
Yeah. Nobody was making anything called like that. So she had gotten, and she was really trying for me to further my studies, because I remember before I'm joining again, I'll tell you something. But I remember she is trying to utilize my C class. She calls certain people in Kedu Bay and finds a way for me to join KMTC. There was I think there's a school there. Yeah, could train easy my certificate, the nursing nini. So she calls and finds out that it is possible. So she calls again my brothers. Siaki mutusaidie hata fare tuchanke ndio Maureen aende wapi? Aende Kendu aone kama ata succeed kupata hiyo kitu. But nobody replied. So again it remains alone. She's just the one to do everything. But sasa akotuna kibanda na kuna familia. At that time she had a kid. So again it backfires. So we just have to let it be. So I went and spoke with the principal. Nikamwambia mimi nataka kwenda campus. Lakini sijui vile nitaenda because vitu zimebackfire. Nataka kurudi chuo. Nataka kurudi high school. Kaniambia it's okay, but which school have you chosen? Kaniambia the same school I've been teaching. From a teacher to a student. From grace to grass.
Okay.
Yeah, so and then principal was like, can you really handle that? The stigma? Kaniambia no, I'll try. I'll fix it. Kaniambia it is okay. So I'm supposed to go back to a student, from teacher to a student. So at that time I akaniambia, don't worry about fee. You will not be paid. I'll cater for you. Yeah, that woman is a savior. So she says, I'll cater for you. Don't worry about it. So the only thing she said, you just go try do your shopping. If you can't come with registration fee, if your brothers will be able to support you. So I had really told her my story. Auntie had told, so she had some light. So I go back home. I came back to my home, actually where I'm born, to try to do some contracts, because my brothers had really given up. They were not. Since Form 3, my brother stopped saying anything. So I remember I went back. I started doing some contracts. And nikafanya contracts, although hazikutosha. Zenye nakula. The only thing I was able to afford is 1,000. Nikapima skirt, nikanunua tu na mafuta, nikanunua some 2 panties, na always na mafuta. Nikabeba na 1,000. Niende nimwambie aki, registration ilikuwa that time, 3,000 to 4,000 yuko. Niende nimwambie mimi 8,000 ndio nimepata, sina registration fee. So vile shule zimefunguliwa, nikavaa uniform. Nikavaa sweater. Nikavaa kila kitu. So I went to school with a bag imekatika katikati. Mattress ni ile sistangu alitoka nayo Sengera. And then mtoto wa brother alikuanga analalia sister in law akienda shambani. so imekatika twice, so inakaa caution. Tunaelewa caution. So nimeufunganisha, mtu hawezi jua, but nimefunganisha nikapitisha sheet kutoka nje, ndio nimeendea shule. So nafika gate, madams wananichukua because Madam Jane alikuwa amewaprepare psychologically, akamwambia please support madam, she really needs us. So they take me, they don't search my things, as in it becomes so ni ngumu kusearch vitu za madam tena. Wanazi deputy naona anatengeneza, anatambia madam, are you sure? So she takes my things and takes them to the dormitory. They all support me. The only thing nakumbuka principal.
Hello guys, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, comment and share our story. Let's wait for part 3 of the story. May God bless you. Bye.